be opening soon. Let's see. Just linking all the proper channels. I'm also going to watch my own stream live in real time. There we go. You're going to hear a bit of an echo as I make sure that the stream works. Echo. You're going to hear a bit of an echo as I make sure that the stream works. Echo. Right. Looks good, looks good. Okay. All right, so I am WolfLink64. Welcome to my boring pack opening stream. I just got a whole bunch of product from my local game store. Figured I may as well open it on stream. So we have an entire booster box of Avatar here. And we have a pre-release kit that I haven't opened yet here. And then we have all these extra packs from just like me winning random games at F&M and things. Let's see. Okay, I guess the camera is oriented sideways. I wonder if there's something I can do about that. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I can just like hold the cards like this. And then that would probably work. Just need to keep that in mind. Okay. Well, anyway, I've got a box cutter over here somewhere so we can get started. It's kind of quiet with no music. Of course, if I play music, YouTube will probably slaughter me. Let's see. If it was OBS, IE, I would know what to do, but no idea for streaming directly from the phone. I feel like we just deal with it as it is, because who really cares? At the end of the day, I can just hold the card sideways and we're good to go. So I'm just going to begin with the loose packs I already have out here. I also have a random promo pack. Okay. Let's just get right into it. So, yeah, I suppose I could just move the whole setup, but I don't think I will. I think I'll just awkwardly hold everything sideways and arch my back, and it will hurt. That's okay. We'll just hold them like this. Okay. So we have, that's just the token. So Compassionate Healer, Origin of Metal Bending. That's pretty cool art there. Mongoose Lizard. So they have a lot of like random like animal cards in the set to make it feel more like Magic the Gathering. Oh, I could just rotate the phone itself on the mount. Duh. I'm the bad guy. Duh. Okay. So we will just rotate. SMRT. Okay. This works much better. All right. So anyway, as I was saying, Origin of Metal Bending. Metal is just earth that has been purified and refined is the flavor text. Lots of cool, like what's cool about Magic in general is they have like all these like story beats and like just the instants and sorcery cards. So you can like piece together the story through just like reading the art, the flavor text, the title, and it just kind of like makes the whole story come together. Like every Magic set is like that for the most part. Mongoose Lizard, Foggy Swamp Hunters, Iguana Parrot, Earth Village Ruffians, Kyoshi Battle Fan. Let's see, this is a full art uncommon. I don't know if I remember that being a thing. Yes, Crashing Wave, Shared Roots, Meteor Sword. Okay, so we have a couple of rares. We have Agna Kella. That looks like the city where Sokka's girlfriend turned into the moon. That's probably what that is. Oh, here we go. The frozen tundra is treacherous. The landscape itself is an icy fortress. Admiral Zhao. Yeah, it's that like bender city that they broke into and did the whole like Moonslayer arc and all that stuff. How's my focus, by the way? I think the focus is okay, actually. The Mechanist Aerial Artisan. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a clue token. Tap until end of turn. Target artifact token you control becomes a 3/1 construct artifact creature with flying. Yep. We're just in the process of improving upon what's already here. Mr. Singed Eyebrow Guy. I guess I can look up prices while I'm doing this. For these captives, and then like some really nice basic land art here. Okay. I have a secondary phone, which I'm going to pull out and just like look up prices on the fly. And I have the sticky note up here, which I will be using to write down the prices of any like money cards I pull to kind of like keep track of what we got so far. So as far as like rares go, we have the Mechanist and we have Agnakella. Does the Mechanist not have a name? Is he just the Mechanist? Not sure. What's Agnakella do? So it can pay 3 and tap to draw and then discard. It's not very exciting, but it kind of enables the blue-black double draw theme that they have in the set. Every color pair has like kind of like a theme that they're built around, and there's like a lot of overlap between the themes so that it's easier to build decks synergistically and stuff. Okay. So Agnakella is worth like $2.29. I'll just write down anything that's worth like $5 or more, because otherwise it's not that exciting. The Mechanist. Okay, so the Mechanist is 33 cents. Okay. Nothing too exciting so far. On to the next pack. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to get a water. Remember to hydrate, everybody. Everybody hydrate. Okay. I'm going to try to go through these a little faster now. I'll stop on any card that I think is like cool, like lore flavor-wise. So I don't have to like read the names of all of these. You can just sort of, you can see the name, right? Yeah. There's that. Borcupine. That's when we make the reference to Family Feud. Just Cupine. You know. You remember? I remember. Canyon Crawler. Let's see. The enemy. Let's see. Oh, hello, Jevin. How you doing? How you doing? Let's see. The animated series, no, the Mechanist hasn't been given a name. In the Netflix live action, no, they gave him the name Psy. Oh, yeah. There's actually already a Magic the Gathering character called Psy Master Thopterist. So they could have done like a reskin of him or something if they wanted to. I remember Barrels of Blasting Jelly, Cycle of Renewal, Earth Kingdom General. Here's an important character. Hey, by Spirit of Balance. My friend gave me hope that the forest would grow back. Ang. Wow. Honest Work. This one's kind of funny. This was used against me in the pre-release a lot. You can just like neutralize your opponent's best creature and turn it into a 1/1 citizen with no abilities. Oh, it does have tap, add colorless. Huh. I should have read the whole card because this thing has so many words on it. I just assumed it made it a 1/1 with no abilities, but it does turn it into a mana producing creature. So maybe I could have spent mana better in those games I was playing. I don't know why I'm complaining. I won like every single game except for like one. Ruinous Waterbending. Just a humble brag, and by humble brag I mean brag. Just a regular brag. Here's Boomy Unleashed. I believe he's worth about $10 because I pulled him at the draft and looked it up. Let me look up Boomy here. So Boomy, Unleashed. They have several different cards for each character. Even Boomy has like at least 2 or 3 cards that are just him. Okay, he's 978. So this is my first rare that's kind of worth chronicling. Let me just grab a pen. Okay, so it is Boomy Unleashed. He netted me $10 so far. So he can kind of go off in the corner here. We got Hermetic Herbalist. I was going to mention there's a lot of anime art. Yeah, there's a lot of anime art in this set. So you can even see like the Japanese artist credit at the bottom here. It is Kozato. Kozato is the artist. So yeah, if it looks like anime, it's probably an actually Japanese artist that did it. Kyoshi Village as a land, and then ally token, clue token. All right, moving right along. Only did 2 packs so far. Let's see. Hello, Sutton Shimai. I know who that is, but I'll never tell. Let's see. Yeah, the herbalist. Yeah. All right, Mongoose Lizard, Pirate Peddlers, Flexible Waterbender. Here we go. Path to Redemption has got to be one of my favorite like flavor wins of like the whole set. It has Enchanted Creature. Enchanted Creature can't attack or block, so it's basically a remake of an old Magic card called Pacifism. And then there's more to this card though. You can pay 5 mana and then you sacrifice this aura, exile the Enchanted Creature, and then you replace it with a 1/1 white ally creature token. So, you redeem their creature for being a bad guy for hurting you, and then it's like an ally that helps your side. Like, they defect to your side of the field, basically, is what's going on this card. And then the flavor text is, you can't always see the light at the end of the tunnel, but if you just keep moving, you will come to a better place. And then, yep, there's Trenton. I know that guy. Let's see. Spirit token. Okay. Sabertooth. Sabertooth, Moose Lion, Boomy Bash, Kyoshi Battlefin, Rockalanche, Cat Gator, Sokka, Lateral Strategist. He is a human warrior ally. Vigilance. Whenever Sokka and at least one other creature attack, you draw a card. That's called Sokka style. Learn it. That's the flavor text on that. Knowledge Seeker. Earthbender Ascension is the rare here. So this is 2 and a green for an enchantment. When this enchantment enters, Earthbend 2. Then search your library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield tapped and shuffle. Landfall, whenever a land you control enters, put a quest counter on this enchantment. When you do, if it has 4 or more counters on it, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control against trample until turn. Okay. So it earthbends and then it grows your land creatures. That's probably not worth very much money. Doesn't seem that exciting, but I'll look it up. Earthbender Ascension. Gotta love Sokka. Okay, as expected, this card is worth 50 cents. And then you got Fancy Footwork as a foil. And Plains. Okay. Let's try to move through these even faster. I don't want to be here all night. Oh, I need like a trash can or something for all these plastic wrappers here. There we go. Trash can acquired. According to my badge, I'm number 1 on the Wolfling 64 fan club. Anyway, thanks for that. Aki Ameko. Canyon Crawler, Forecasting Fortune Teller, This has a Japanese artist as expected. Sandbender Storm. What the? There's 2 Sandbender Storms in a row. That feels like a printing error. Okay. Rumble Arena, Pretending Poxbearers. Imagine this pack has no rare in it because of the double print. Earth Village Ruffians. Solstice Revelations. Wolfbat. Let's see. Leaves from the Vine. One of the saddest possible cards that they could have made, but they did it. F's in the chat. F's in the chat for Leaves from the Vine. I'm not taking this card out of frame until I see some F's in the chat. Hold the line, fellas. All right. Anyway, so this is a saga. There's an F. So this is a saga. Sagas are cards that like tell a story through their effects. So let's see if we can interpret the story through just the rules text. So chapter 1 is you mill 3 cards, then create a food token. Then chapter 2 is you put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures you control. And then finally, draw a card if there's a creature or a lesson card in your graveyard. So basically what it's saying is you need a dead creature or to have learned a lesson to get your free card. To like learn, like drawing a card is like akin to like learning something because your deck is called your library in this game. So yeah, make of that what you will. I don't remember like the whole song, the Leaves from the Vine song, so I don't remember what the make a food token thing is about, but I mean, there's I guess he's like leaving fruit on the grave of his dead nephew. Anyway, enough sadness. Let's move on. Okay, so oh yeah, these are in frame, so I can have those kinds of next to each other. All right, accumulate wisdom. United Front. Air Nomad Legacy. Airship Engine Room. Okay. Oh wait, this was the rare. Okay, here we go. It just kind of looked not important, but oh, I actually really needed this for one of my Dead Son, right? Yeah, that's right. Zuko is his nephew. I haven't seen the show in a while. Nothing about food is in the song, so I'm a bit puzzled too. I don't know if it's about I don't know if it's about the song specifically, but it's probably more about the like it's in the art, like he leaves fruit on his son's grave. Yeah, you can see it like right there. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, this is United Front. X white white, create X1/1 white ally creature tokens, then put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. I play a white tokens deck in Commander, so that's going right into there. So yeah, definitely gonna play that. I'm going to look up the price of that card real quick. United Front. There it is. It's only worth like $370, but still happy that I got it. That's definitely going in a deck. I'm just gonna leave this out here because I'm going to put it in a deck when I get around to it. All right, next pack. Keep forgetting to throw these away like an animal. Okay. More Foggy Swamp Hunters, Watery Grasp, Zhong's Deserters, Walltop Sentries, Firebending Lesson. So there's like lesson cards in this set where Aang is like learning firebending and all kinds of other things. So if it's a spell that's about teaching, it'll have type lesson right here. But yeah, firebending is not something to fear, but if you don't respect it, it'll chew you up and spit you out. Zuko. We have the Merchant of Many Hats. This card's a little silly, a little goofy. You can pay 2 and a black to return him from your graveyard to your hand. So it doesn't matter how many times your opponent kills this thing. You can just like keep getting it back. This wasted a lot of time at the pre-release today, so that was a lot of fun. Aang's Journey, Zhao, Ruthless Admiral, Meteor Sword, Crashing Wave, Combined Technique. I don't know why that's a lesson. I don't remember Sparky Boom Man teaching anybody how to do that, but it is a lesson card. And of course it says, Sokka, watch out, it's Sparky Boom Man. And Planetarium of Wan Shitong. This is a 6-mana legendary artifact. Pay 1 and tap, scry 2. Whenever you scry or surveil, look at the top card of your library. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. To do this only once each turn. That seems fun. I wonder what that's worth. Look that up real quick. Lesson, combustion bending exists. Now you know. You didn't know it before, but now you do. Planetarium. Oh, yeah. That's worth about $9.50, $10. So I'll just write down Planetarium of Wan. And you know the rest. It's worth about $10. It's pretty nice. We have a foil Knowledge Seeker, North Pole Gates, and a copy token. And a soldier token. Okay. And then this is the last pack that's not inside the booster box. We have many more to go. Rebellious Captives, Fire Nation Raider, Callous Inspector, Geyser Leaper, Rabaru Troop, Kyoshi Battlefan, Wandering Musicians, Earth Kingdom General, Heibai Spirit of Balance, Ruinous Waterbending, Honest Work. Here's my Mythic. It's Appa Steadfast Guardian. I'm just going to look up the price on that guy real quick. We got a full art of him too, so that's going to change the price a little bit. Appa Stead. Okay. Yep. So normally that card is $7.50, but I got the full art version, which is worth $32.66. I'm just going to round up to 33. So I'm just going to put Appa. I know there's a lot of Appas, but I'm just going to write Appa shorthand. So yeah, we're getting out of the hole a bit. Let's see. We're not making money, but we're getting out of the hole. All right, Iguana Parrot. Ooh, nice full art foil mountain with Appa in it. It's pretty good. Ally Clue. Okay. There we go. And then just as a quick change of pace, we're going to open my Wilds of Eldraine promo pack. This is just a little something extra I got while I was there. And let's see. This is like a Grimm's Fairy Tale kind of themed set. So we have Restless Vinestock. You dare me to build Appa. What does this card even do? Flash Flying. When Appa enters Airbend, any number of other target non-land permanents you control, whenever you cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1. So you just make ETBs and cost reducers instead of just playing a thing that could like actually blink them. I'm just being cynical. Yeah, probably won't build that, but it is here. So yeah, we got Restless Vinestock, Tangle Span Lookout, and then Realm Breaker, the Invasion Tree. So that's just kind of a thing in Magic story of like the Phyrexians invading all of the other Magic planes and tearing them up. Let's see. Yeah, pair him with Aang from Jumpstart Dad. I'll look up Realm Breaker. I don't even remember what this card does. It's got a lot of words on it, so I'm just going to look up the price and not read it. Realm Breaker. But yeah, the Phyrexians are kind of like the Borg from Star Trek The Next Generation. They just want to invade every plane in the multiverse and make everybody a Phyrexian. Yeah, this card is worth like nothing. So put those, I'll put those in like a separate pile because these aren't avatar cards. Get them out of here. All right, so what do we open next? My booster box or my pre-release kit? Let's do my pre-release kit. Get a little bit of variation in here. So the pre-release kits are themed around different colors. Oh yeah, when you peel this off, it says, "We defeated you for all time." Each pre-release kit has like a different catchphrase depending on which character was on it. So there's Zula for black, Aang for white, Katara for blue, Toph for green, Zuko for red. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. And they all have dumb little catchphrase when you peel the little thing off. Everyone's so excited to open these that we didn't even acknowledge the text in there. But yeah, kind of a nice little shell. And then nice box with some nice art on it. But yeah, so because it's themed around one color, we still get like a random foil promo with like a date, 2025 on it, to like commemorate the occasion. They used to have like the actual date. But anyway, I digress. But we have these themed packs that are just going to give you a ton of like one color, so that when you're at pre-release, you can just be like, I'm just going to play mono black. I don't even have to read my other cards because I bought the Azula kit. But yeah, physically at pre-release, I built mono white, blue, red, and green. And they were all really fun to play and build, and I did really good with them. So Firebender Ascension is pretty good, actually. I'm going to look it up real quick. Firebender. Yeah, Firebender Ascension. There doesn't seem to be like a pre-release promo of this on Scryfall, but I'm going to assume it's probably pretty cool. I'm just going to put it right here and not write anything down. Raven Eagle. That's probably not worth anything. It's like flying. When this enters or attacks, exile up to one target card from a graveyard. If a creature is exiled this way, make a clue. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, each opponent loses one life and you gain one life. Okay. That's not a bad card. Just like is a clue machine. Kind of like Tireless Tracker. So yeah, Raven Eagles, 35 cents. Okay, let's look at all these other black cards. We have Azula on the Hunt. June Bounty Hunter. Northern Air Temple. Fire Nation Warship. Callous Inspector. Corrupt Court Official with the wheel. Bring out the Wheel of Punishment is the the flavor text, and the ability is when this creature enters target opponent, discards a card. This is actually a reprint of an already existing Magic card. But anyway, Messenger Hawk, Pirate Peddlers, Foggy Swap Hunters, Swamp Snare Trap, Sold Out, Serpent's Pass, Clue, Copy, Food, Ballistic Boulder. Okay. So there's that. And let's open the rest of these bad boys. And they all come with like a themed die as well with like their corresponding color. I guess black equals purple because all of these dice are black. But all right. Drink some water, hydrate, and all that stuff. All right, on to the next pack. I think at this point I'm going to stop reading every single one and just kind of move. So, let's just very quickly appreciate all of the art. The Boulder, Ready to Rumble. Ty Lee, Artful Acrobats. Aang, The Last Airbender. Teo, Spirited Glider. That was a lot of legends in a row. Last Agni Kai. That's my rare, and then my foil, and my mountain. Okay, I'm going to look up the last Agni Kai. Kind of looks like a power balance. Okay, I expected this is worth like $1. Let's put that over here. All right, next pack. All right. Yuyan Archers, Beetle-Headed Merchants, Octopus Farm, Curious Farm Animals, Boar, Elk, Bird, Ox. Raucous Audience doing the meme pose. Kyoshi Warriors, blah, blah, blah. Airbender's Reversal. Longfang, Grand Secretariat. Of course, the Daily Agent guys are all like black and green. Green for Earthbending, and then black for bad guy, basically. My Jaded Edge. I don't even know if I've seen this card. Prowess, Exhaust 3, put a double strike counter on my. That's kind of cool. Simple, but cool. Serpent of the Pass. The Lion Turtle. This card's probably not worth anything, but I'll look it up in a second anyways. Yoshi Battlefin, Foggy, Bottom Swamp, and more tokens. So, Lion Turtle. The Lion. Okay. The boulder desperately craves a will to live. Ugh. Okay. So, yep, as expected, Lion Turtle's not worth anything at all. All right, next pack. All right, boom, big fish, yip yip. Azula always lies, is a lesson, goes so hard. Azula is a skilled and deadly warrior, but her true passion is emotional torment. Or, as some might say, emotional damage. Abandoned attachments, Tundra Tank, Jet's brainwashing, Momo, playful pet, Katara, bending prodigy, Firebender ascension, again, true ancestry, Islands, token. Okay. Almost done with the pre-release packs, the pre-release kit packs. Sold Out, Flexible Waterbender, Compassionate Healer, Origin of Metal Bending, Mongoose Lizard, Messenger Hawk. How to start a riot is a good lesson. And then the flavor text is just, hey, riot. The ability is target creature gains menace until end of turn, and then creatures target player controls get +2 power and +0 toughness until end of turn. That's how you start a riot. Earth Kingdom General, Hey Bye, Ruinous Waterbending, Honest Work, Avatar Destiny, and we have got a foil Katara Water Tribe's Hope. So that's kind of neat. Look these up on Scryfall. Maybe I should switch to TCG Player because it's not really showing me the price of the foils. Let's check the TCG Player app. Do I have the app on here? Let me take a slight break to look up the TCG Player app. Here we go. I wonder if the scan will work. Let me clear my old list. Okay, so Avatar Destiny. Do you recognize it? I'll just type it in. The TCG Player camera sucks. Avatar Destiny. It's worth about 35 cents. And then Katara. Katara number 708, because that's how many Kataras are in this set. Okay. Is this the pre-release promo? Yeah. Oh, that's the pre-release promo. How much is the regular? Variant options. I'm clicking variant options and the app is just not responding. I'm going to just assume it's not worth very much because the regular is like $1 and foils don't really boost the price that much. So yeah, not terribly interesting. And then, yeah, pre-release promos are worth quite a bit than the regular foils, it looks like. All right, last pack of the pre-release kit. So Porcupine, Canyon Crawler, Rowdy Snowballers, Razor Rings, Rocky Rebuke, Earth Kingdom Soldier, Cat Owl, Buzzard Wasp Colony, Sun Warriors, Destined Confrontation. This one's kind of epic. I'll look at this one for a bit. Each player chooses any number of creatures they control with total power 4 or less, then sacrifices all other creatures they control. Just you and me, brother. The showdown that was always meant to be. Azula goes hard. Sparring Dummy. We got to read the flavor text on Sparring Dummy. I am Melon Lord. Mwahaha. Toph, Melon Lord. Katara the Fearless. This one might be a bit more sought after than the other Katara because this one doubles the triggers of your allies, and people might be interested in doing that. Why is the token not just called Melon Lord? That is a good point. And it should be a legendary creature. And it shouldn't have Defender. It should like be able to attack and everything. But Katara, the one who lacks fear. Okay, as I thought, Katara the Fearless is actually... Oh no, that's the pre-release one. The pre-release one would have been worth like $15, but the regular is $2. So it's going over here. All right, that's the entire pre-release kit. Now get ready for this entire box. I think at this point we are just going to start skipping to the rare in each one to just get through this, especially because we've seen a good amount of commons and uncommons already. All right, gotta love that fresh box smell. So how many packs are in here? So we've got 3 rows of how many packs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jeez, that's 30 packs. Although I guess these used to have like 36. Used to be 36 packs, but yeah, we're going to try to go through this faster and just stop on the rares. We'll stop on any like interesting commons and uncommons we haven't already seen, like Gran. Appa. Okay, Momo Friendly Flyer. I thought about playing this as a commander because I'm kind of obsessed with playing 1-mana commanders in every color. I have a Tamio deck. I had a Ragavan deck for a bit, but I changed it to something else. But I might bring back Ragavan. But like Momo is just a mana dork for flyers. Flying, the first non-lemur creature spell with flying you cast during each of your turns costs 1 less to cast. And then whenever another creature you control with flying enters, Momo gets +1/+1 until end of turn. I don't care about that as much. Unless I play something that makes a ton of flying tokens, then I might care about it. Because then I can just like start commander damaging people with the Momo. But I just like that you could build like a flying tribal or even just like an angels tribal and just always have like a turn 1 relevant play in that deck. Momo Friendly Flyer. Weirdly enough, this is like one of the commanders I'm most interested in building just because it's 1 mana. It's only 74 cents. But I guess I'll stick it over here for now because I do kind of just want to build that as a commander. And then we got a foil fish and a foil full art swamp with a Momo in it. Copy token, spirit token. Might have to start another pile of cards here. This pile's getting a little tall. All right, drink water. My lips are parched from all this talking. Okay. Oh yeah. So all these weren't even from the box, I should mention. So I'm going to draw a line here. And everything below that line is going to be the booster box. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Zuko's Exile. This is a lesson. Exile target artifact, creature, or enchantment. Its controller creates a clue token. And then, as punishment for his disobedience, Zuko was banished and sent to capture the Avatar. Only then could he return home with his honor. So I just like story beats as spells. That's really fun. The Earth King. The Legend of Yangchen. And then Earth Kingdom Jailer and a nice pretty island. All right. So here's another one of those saga cards. We have the Legend of such and such for like each of the Airbender Avatar descendants or past life characters. And usually the abilities kind of tell a story, so let's read it. Starting with you, each player chooses up to one permanent with mana value 3 or greater from among permanents your opponent's control. Exile those permanents. Chapter 2 is you may have target opponent draw 3 cards. If you do, draw 3 cards. Okay. So it's like sharing like wisdom. I guess the first one is kind of like banishment, airbending, and then like sharing wisdom. And then the third mode flips it into Avatar Yangchen, which is a flying 4/5. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, airbend up to one other target non-land permanent. And airbending permanents just exiles them and makes the player pay 2 mana to play them again from exile. So just like temporarily cuts them off of it, and then lets you get the enters the battlefield trigger again. So it's like could be good for you, could be bad for your opponent, depending on the situation. At pre-release, people were airbending my stuff a lot and letting me get my ETBs again. So that was kind of fun. Oh yeah. So like almost every set, like pretty much every set in the last year or two has had these double-faced cards. They will not stop making double-faced cards. They're just obsessed with double-faced cards. So yes, they expect you to play with sleeves. If you don't have sleeves, they have tokens where you can write the name of the card and set it aside if you're some sort of like, 9-year-old that doesn't realize you could just buy sleeves. But other than that, the Legend of Yangchen. It's not really working. Here we go. Legend of Yangchen. Market price unavailable. And then this one, it's worth about like $350. Not a ton. It's just random mythic rare, do lots of random things, go burr. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, you know what music I could have played in the background? Just like the oh, ooh. Yeah, I probably should have done that. Tolls of War. One of those skeleton boys. Fire Nation Palace. That's probably not worth any money. It's just a land. I'll just skip looking that up. Origin of Metal Bending. Boiling Rock. Did you guys like that? Did you like me serenading? Yeah. A 9-year-old with an unsleeved Vampiric Tutor. Yep, I remember. I was there. Okay. I actually am going to go to YouTube now, and I'm just going to bring up like 10-hour loop of Avatar music. The stream's a little quiet. Let's see. 10 hours Avatar. Let me put Last Airbender because some Neanderthals actually think I'm talking about Blue Smurf Cat movie for some reason. I don't know why anyone would care about that. Last Airbender lo-fi. There we go. Hopefully that's obscure enough that people don't have the copyrights to this. There we go. Just some background music. Yeah, we're all emotionally scarred by kids sleeving up expensive, or not sleeving up, kids shuffling up expensive cards and then like grinding the edges into dust as they shuffle. The value that's lost when they do that. Okay. Earthbending lesson. Cunning maneuver. Okay. Boom, boom. There's already like a foil poking through, but I don't care. Toff, the blind bandit. Benevolent River Spirit. This card messed people up in the pre-release. This thing is just so hard to stop. Thunder Tank. All right. Iroh, Grand Lotus. This is one of the more exciting build-arounds. Basically, he gives all the spells in your graveyard flashback, so you can play them twice. And he makes your lesson spells cost 1. Or flashback for 1, so yeah. Who knew? Iroh cares about lessons. Suki, Kyoshi Warrior. Okay. And yeah, let's look up Iroh Grand Lotus on TCG Player real quick. Iroh Grand Lotus. He's only $1.50. That surprises me because people are really excited to play with this card, I think, but we'll see. He might end up being like some really bonkers like CEDH commander, like a teamer version of I don't remember her name, but there's like a Grixis commander that lets you flashback your spells by paying just their regular mana cost as well, but she doesn't have firebending. I guess she's also not 6 mana, so that's maybe that's why Iroh sucks. He's a 6-drop. Yeah, let's start a new pile. Okay. Airbending lesson. Badger Mole. Deserter's Disciple. Deadly Precision. First time flyer. You can just move through these really quickly. Glider Staff. Diligent Zookeeper. He makes your non-humans get +1/+1 for each of their creature types to a maximum of 10. Because as we've seen, some creatures have lots of creature types. So he's probably worth, if I had to guess, 30 cents, but I'll look him up anyway. Diligent. Oops. Accidentally messed up my keyboard. Diligent. Zookeeper. Okay, yeah, 87 cents. Platypus Bear, Sunblessed Peak, tokens. Okay. Moving right along. Mini packs to get to. Okay. Zhongzhong's Deserters, Walltop Sentries. Adelquentia. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. This is basically a remake of another Magic card that's just called Quench. And they decided to remake it and just call it Adelquentia. Drink cactus juice. Nothing's quenchier. It's the quenchiest, of course. Merchant of Many Hats. Iroh's demonstration lesson. Did I ever tell you how I got the nickname the Dragon of the West? Probably one of the hardest moments in the show. So good. Accumulate wisdom. Seismic sense. Heartless Act. I wonder why they call it that. Again, this is not even just a remake. This is a reprint of an existing card. Zhao the Moonslayer. He turns non-basic lands into mountains, like Blood Moon does. Yeah. He's probably not worth very much. Maybe he's worth a lot because people are just like, oh, Blood Moon is standard, and they're like overrating him really bad because it costs 9 mana to do it. But I guess Firebending discounts it a lot, so maybe it's better than it looks. Yeah, he's like $3, but not really worth talking about, so I'll put him over here. Okay. Flavor-wise, it's really cool. All right. Origin of metal bending. Momo, Playful Pets. This is also 1 mana. This is probably not nearly as good as the Friendly Flyer, though. Leaves the battlefield, choose 1, make a food, or scry 2, or put a +1/+1 counter. Yeah, this basically doesn't do anything very good. Katara. Unlucky Cabbage Merchant. Here we go. Faded Firepower. This is one of the cards I was hoping to get for my Valgavoth deck. So this basically just turns your opponents into a fine red mist when you play it, because it's going to do so much damage. Let me go ahead and look up the price of that. Faded Firepower. Maybe I can finally make some money back. Yeah, it's worth about $8. That is worth noting. So Faded Firepower. We are now in the hole $8 less than we were before. There we go. And Earth Rumble. Islands. Oh yeah, so this is one of those blank tokens I was talking about. You can write the name of a double-faced card on this, and then shuffle with this instead as like a replacement. Just in case you're some sort of Neanderthal who shuffles their deck without sleeves. You can just buy sleeves for like $9. Just buy them. Alright. Okay, Water Tribe Captain, Pillar Launch. Fire Nation Cadets. Giant Koi, yip yip. Fire Lord Zuko. He is red, white, and black. The white and the black probably represents how conflicted he is / was. But yeah, he is Firebending X, where X is his power. And then whenever you cast a spell, I hope you get the Cruel Tutor. Yeah, I hope so too, Trent. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, and whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. All right. Yeah, whenever he cast... okay, so he cares about playing things from exile. Kind of flavorful. And then Great Divide Guide. Who's ready to cross this here canyon? F you, Great Divide Guide. No one likes you. Anyway, let me just look up the prices of these guys. These guys are probably worth nothing, but you never know. Great Divide Guide is actually kind of sick. It says each land and ally you control has tap out of 1 mana of any color. I didn't realize... You know what? I should have... At the pre-release, I really should have read these cards more than once. We all fear and admire the Cruel Tutor. Yeah. So, yeah, the thing about the Great Divide Guide is I played a match where the opponent just kept tapping all of their creatures to play all of their other creatures as he was, like, mana screwed. And you just dumped his hand. He had, like, 10 creatures in play in pre-release. It was insane. I forgot to check that the creatures he was tapping were actually allies, but about 90% of the creatures in the set are allies anyway, so I'm fine with it. If we're being real. Great Divide. Great Divide Guide is only $1.80. And then Firelord Zuko. Look how much of a nice boy he is. Okay, Firelord Zuko, as expected, he's like $1.70, so we're still in the hole by quite a lot. But let's just keep on trucking. All right, they made Foamy Mouth Guy a real card. Here he is. There he is. There he is. The avatar is on Kyoshi. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Gather the White Lotus. I really wanted to cast this in pre-release because I did make a mono white deck, but I just never drew this card. But this would have made so many creatures. Yes, that is the sound the Phobia Mouth guy makes. He says, "Woo, give." Ja, Ruthless Admiral, Meteor Sword. All right, Sokka, Tenacious Tactician with some special frame. Menace, Prowess. All other allies you control have Menace and Prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. It's pretty cool. So he's kind of like a Jeskai commander they already made, where they just make prowess tokens. Let's see, put what in Mangara? Oh, gather the White Lotus? No, that's I could put that in mono white tokens, but I play a lot of non-plains lands because what I love more than tokens is lands that do things. I love lands that do things. That being said, this card probably will still just make a lot of tokens. I'll figure it out later, but like about 2/3 to maybe half my lands at any given time are going to be plains. So this is realistically going to be like 5 mana, make like 2.5 guys. On average, 3 guys. We'll think about it though. Sokka. Yeah, I'm not about to strip down my mana base just to play this card. I love lands that do things. I love not flooding out and just having additional options. Sokka. And I suggest everybody build their commander mana base in this way, where you play as many lands that do things as possible that don't come in tapped, and then you just don't flood. It doesn't feel like you're flooding as much. And you also get to run a higher land count when you do that, and then it doesn't feel like you get mana screwed as much either. So it's just kind of good stuff all around. I'm not sure what is up with this soundtrack. It feels like it's been on the same. So I mean, I guess I did type in Avatar music 10 hours, but it just isn't really going anywhere. Okay, here's Airbender Lo-Fi Hip Hop Mix 10 hours. Let's try this one.
You just sneezed and flew 10 feet in the air.
I already don't like this just because there's like random talking over it, which sounds really tacky in a lo-fi song. What is Avatar's Love? A lot of these just say Avatar's Love 10 hours. There's a ton of ones that say that. So what is that track? Let's find out. Anyway, Sokka, Tenacious Tactician, specifically the showcase frame. The showcase frame is even cheaper than the regular frame. That's unfortunate. This is only like $4. So, unfortunately, he goes in the loser pile. Moving along, we have the showcase frame Earthbender Ascension. Let's bring my chat back. Okay. It's getting a little toasty in here. I'm going to turn on my fan also, get some ambient box fan going on. All right. Earth Bender Ascension. Yeah, it's worth like $2 for the showcase and 50 cents for the regular. Oh yeah, this is the track we already heard. May as well leave it because at least this is like the official. Just have some official music playing while we do this. Okay, I think we already looked at all that. Yep. The Blue People music. Well, I've been clicking on ones that have like Appa and things like that in the thumbnail. I made sure to search The Last Airbender so that wouldn't happen. Alright. Cards. Punchline. Aang's Journey. Wandering Musicians. Jet, Freedom Fighter. One day we'll drive the Fire Nation out of here for good. I'm Jet. Here we go. Judy, one of many. Hello, my name is Judy. You're in Ba Sing Se now. Everyone is safe here. That's what the flavor text says. This card's fun because you can just keep sacrificing creatures and making clones of Judy. I won a couple of games like that today, where I had like 4 Judys attacking my opponent at once. It was a lot of fun. Enter the Avatar state. With this card, any of your creatures can enter the Avatar state, which is lore accurate. You know, your SpongeBob SquarePants can enter the Avatar state with this. Realm of Ko. So this land taps and makes a spirit, and it can just keep doing it over and over again. That's probably not worth a lot of money, but I think these, this is what I'm talking about. Lands that enter untapped and do things. Just fill your deck with those. Just fill your deck with those. You'll always have something to do with your mana. So yeah, Realm of Ko, worth about 250, but honestly, like, these cards should be in way higher demand. They just go in every deck with black, or it's whatever color it is. I cry Everton. Alright. Next up on the list, let's put the highest rarity pick on the top of the pile for the viewer. The viewer. What do you, the viewer, think it is? Alright. Earth King's Lieutenant. Trample. When this creature enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each other ally you control. Whenever another ally you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So it's kind of like that human from Innistrad that puts counters on all your humans. Let's see. Highest rarity, what is she on, Lamau? I don't know what we're talking about. But anyway, I'm going to look up Earth Kingdom's Lieutenant. This card is probably worth absolutely nothing, but I like to look up prices. Let's see. Oh, it's Earth King's Lieutenant, not Earth Kingdom. Yeah, he's worth 30 cents, unsurprisingly. Oh, as if rarity from MLP is high. Okay. Give me glittery gangster rarity smoking a blunt on a t-shirt. I'm just gonna let you stew on that thought for a while. This is what you get. Okay, at this point the packs are gonna go on, or the empty packs are gonna go straight to the floor, because at this point they are falling out of my trash can. There are too many. Just no, I take it back, I take it back. You reap what you sow. You play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Yuyan Archers, Daily Indoctrination. Okay. Melon Lord. The Unagi of Kyoshi Islands. 5 mana, 5/5 Flash. I do love Flash. Ward, Waterbend 4. And then whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, you draw 2 cards. Huh. Well, that's going in my Simic Flash deck for sure. Let me just... I reap and I weep. Unagi! Welcome to the chat, Astrogoth. Okay. The Unagi... Isn't Unagi the word for rabbit in Japanese? Why is it a serpent? Okay, that's not worth anything, but it is going in a deck, so it's going in the pile. Okay, so yeah, all these... We're about a third of the way through the box, slightly over a third of the way through the box. Oh, Usagi's rabbit, that's right. Yeah, okay, Unagi's eel. Sadly, I am only an eel. Okay. More Judies. I should line up all the Judies in a row just to be threatening, but I'm not going to do that. Price of Freedom is a lesson. You destroy target artifact or land an opponent controls. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle, and you draw a card. We're going to win a great victory against the Fire Nation today. Jet. Waterbending Scroll. Boiling Rock Rider. Oh, he's a rare. Hama the Bloodbender. She's not a rare. She is a foil uncommon, though. So Boiling Rock Rider is a 3-mana 3/3 Firebending 1. Tap it on tapped ally you control. Exile target card from a graveyard. Whenever this creature attacks, you may cast an ally spell from among cards you own. Exiled with this creature. Huh. So you can get things back from your graveyard? Yeah, fight for the #1 spot. Fight. Spam the chat. See if I care. Firebending 1. So it's tap an untapped ally you control. Exile target card from a graveyard. Whenever this creature attacks, you may cast an ally spell from among cards you own. You own exiled with this creature. Okay, so you can't get your opponent's this back. Basically, you can break your own creatures out of prison. And by prison, I mean the literal graveyard pile. So, there is that. Oh yeah, I was gonna look him up. I guess I don't really have to look him up because I already know he's gonna be 30 cents, but Boiling Rock Riot. Yeah, he's 24 cents. This is probably the cheapest rare so far. He seems okay, but he kind of reads like an uncommon and not like a rare. Alright. Rowdy Snowballer. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Fire Sages. June. Fire Nation Warship. The Last Agni Kai. I think I looked that up already and it wasn't worth anything. Vindictive Warden. Alright. We're getting through it. We pulled a rare that we already know is doo-doo and we don't have to look it up. Glider Kids. Turtle Dunk. Lightning Strike. Waterbending Lesson. Let's see. Ozai's Cruelty is a lesson. You will learn respect, and suffering will be your teacher. Is the flavor text on Ozai's Cruelty. So, again, I love the lesson cards. They tell a lot of story beats of what's going on. Destined Confrontation again. Not a rare, but the art is just epic. Gotta love that. Zhong, the Deserter. Okay, Elemental Teachings, and a foil Saka Bold Boomeranger. Yeah, let's just say Boomeranger is a word. Let's just go with that. All right. Elemental Teachings is like a land search card. Might be worth something. I'll look it up. Elemental Teach. It's worth like $1.40. And then Sokka. What does Sokka do? When he enters, discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. Whenever you cast an artifact or a lesson spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Sokka. I'm just a guy with a boomerang. He kind of is. If you really get right down to it, Sokka just kind of is a guy with a boomerang. So it's like, what does he even really contribute to the show other than a boomerang? So as a rare, he's worth 24 cents. I can't really see the variant options. Yeah, so to make him foil, it makes him worth like a whole like $1.50 instead of 24 cents. He's not a very exciting card. Yeah. Yeah, that was rage bait. I know. He's also a comedic genius. That's what he contributes to the show. Foamy mouth guy once again. Boomy, king of 3 trials. Low and Lee, twin tutors, as if we really wanted to see these characters again. Combustion Man, wartime protesters. White Lotus tile. Oh, and the Rise of Sozin. Okay, I think we got 2 money cards in the same pack. So White Lotus tile, it has Lotus in the name and is an artifact that taps for mana, so that makes commander players go re. And then it also cares about tribes, like tribal synergies, and that makes commander players go double re. So this is probably worth a lot of money. So White Lotus tile. Yeah, it's just a casual $30. Okay. And honestly, I probably will put White Lotus tile in my commander deck simply because I'm just going to play a token spell, and then all the tokens are going to share a creature type, and then it'll add a ton of mana to play the next token creature spell for X. All right, we dug ourselves $30 out of the hole with that one. And then, let's see. Yeah, and then the Rise of Sozin. So let's read the story of the Rise of Sozin. So again, sagas have chapters. As the saga enters, and after you draw a step, add a lore counter, and when it gets to the lore counter, the next chapter triggers. So chapter 1, destroy all creatures. Okay, because genocide. Chapter 2, choose a card name. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards with that name and exile them. That player then shuffles. So that kind of represents him wiping out all airbenders from existence. So more genocide. It's like extra genocide. Genocide with a side of genocide. Genocides, as it were. Anyway, and then the last mode you get Sozin himself. Fire Lord Sozin. He has Menace. He has Firebending 3. Reminder that Firebending, when you attack, you make that much red mana. So he attacks and he adds red, red, red to your mana pool until end of combat. He's also a 5/5. And then whenever Fire Lord Sozin deals combat damage to a player, you can pay X mana. When you do, put any number of target creature cards with total mana value X or less from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. I don't know what the flavor is trying to say here. He can literally grave rob the opponent and then put all their stuff on your board. I don't know why, but the theme with Firebender cards is that their ability that costs mana can be paid for with their own Firebending ability. So it's like a 3 mana discount on what you're doing with this ability. So Firebending is fun to play with, for sure. It's a very fun mechanic. I like it a lot. It makes you think of creative ways to spend your mana. I keep forgetting to use my clue tokens when I have Firebending, because I just assume that the Firebending mana is just not going to be useful for anything, and then I forget to use it. But anyway, the Rise of Sozin is coming up with 298 search results. I wonder what I can do to reduce the number of search results. There we go. If I just put Rise of Sozin, suddenly there's 3 search results instead of hundreds. It's probably because of the word "the." So for a regular, it's $8. And let me check the foil. Foil. Sorry, one moment. Okay, so for regular, it's $8, and then for the foil, it's $6. Because people don't like Pringles, I guess. Although this set's not been Pringling very badly for me. The Rise of Sozin. Okay, very slowly digging ourselves out of the hole here. Oh yeah, so for those who don't know the history, ever since 2019, Wizards of the Coast has changed their, like, who they outsource their printing to, and it kind of depends on where it's printed, but foils Pringle really bad now, long story short. Oh, I didn't even catch that Wartime Protesters was a rare. Haste. Whenever another ally you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature, and it gains haste until end of turn. Okay. I don't know if anybody's going to care about allies. I'm sure somebody does. Tribal synergies always have their fans. Protest. Oh, I spelled protesters wrong. It's protestors. English language. War time. Okay, yeah, as expected. This is even cheaper than the Boiling Rock guy. This is 22 cents. Worst rare in the set so far. I think the worst rare in the set might be that 1 mana 3/3 seal that like never untaps. So it just like isn't a card. Basically. Let's see. Lol Anki, not the cat. Let's see. Super weird. People don't want the foils anymore. Yeah. People used to love foils. Foils used to have a multiplier of like not Markiplier. They used to have a multiplier of like ×4 of what their regular price would be, and it was kind of epic. And now that foils are crappy and pringly, they're not epic. They're also not rare anymore. They hand out foils like candy now. Epic downfall. Just look at that. Look at that art. With Azula's defeat, all of her nobility, grace, and confidence shattered into harrowing screams from the would-be Fire Lord. Yeah, just her confidence and optimism gone. That's basically what this card is. Bitter work. Look at that. Look at that Aang. Just look at him. Ty Lee, Chi Blocker. Abandoned Air Temple. Again, you got to play these lands that do things. They're so good. Like, obviously, they're not overpowered. It's just so good to have the ability to do a thing whenever you want to do a thing. Abandoned Air Temple is just Gavany Township that adds white and doesn't cost as much colored mana to activate. Like, it's crazy. And it only enters tapped, like, on rare occasions. Abandoned Air Temple. It's only $2, but this card's fantastic, so I'm going to add it to the pile of cards that I care about. Appa's still the most expensive card here, so we're going to leave that on top. And then Ty Lee is a fun little combat trick card, but probably not worth a lot. Oh, wait. No, that's the pre-release one. So if I got a pre-release Ty Lee, it'd be $8, but I got a regular one, and it's 39 cents. So into the shame pile of worthless bulk she goes. Kind of a, let's see. Yeah, multipliers. Multipillar. Kind of a shame is that we never saw Ty Lee's identical twin sisters in the show. They should have introduced them as characters at some point. They just sort of mentioned that they exist. Dragon token. Food token. Rocky Rebuke, Treetop Freedom Fighters, Azula Always Lies, Sprouty Snowballers, Razor Rings, Earth Village Ruffians, blah 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 blah. Fire Nation attacks. Flavor text is everything changed. That's all you really need. Fire Nation Drill, Tigerdillo, Island. Yeah. Well, there's about 4 times as many Kataras as there are Ty Lees in this set. Well, I guess, yeah, you're talking about in terms of like the actual Avatar show. I'm just like never going to get over how there's probably around 7 or 8 Katara cards. I kind of like how there's different Aang cards, like one for each part in his story. So like you start with like a mono white Aang, and then you get a white blue Aang because he learned water bending, and then you get a white blue green Aang because he learned earth bending, and then the final form is the white blue green red Aang. And he can flip into like ultimate final form avatar state Aang. On the other side, fire Nachon drill. Okay. Probably shouldn't have put the word "the" in the search. When will I learn that my actions have consequences? There we go. Fire Nation drill, about $2. I guess the schematic version is worth like $250. But yeah. All right, almost 2/3 of the way done, people. Leehaw! It's got packs every which way. All right, Zhongzhongs, Deserters, Ostrich Horse, Rough Rhino Cavalry. Each one is a different kind of weapon specialist. They are also a very capable singing group. Iroh. Eloquentia, Abandoned Attachments, blah, 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 blah. Cruel Administrator, Crescent Island Temple, Qatar the Fearless again, Yip Yip, Omashu City, and a copy token. We know Qatar the Fearless is worthless. Okay. Sold Out, Iguana Parrot, Compassionate Healer, Earthbending Lesson, Mongoose Lizard, Pirate Peddlers, Team Avatar. One of the best white uncommons in the set. Definitely draft lots of these. Invasion Tactics. He looks not pleased with his invasion plan. Hama the Bloodbender. Tough, hard-headed teacher. Honest work. Okay, blah, 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 blah. So tough, hard-headed teacher is pretty good. Whenever you cast a spell, you earthbend 1. So that's just kind of crazy. I'm just going to look up how much this card costs. Let's see if I could spell. Tough, hard-headed teacher is... I always get excited by the $10, and then until I realize that's like the foil promo pack one, and then the regular one is like 90 cents. We are losing money. Don't gamble, kids. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Pretending Pox Bearers. Zuko's Conviction just kind of has kind of hard art. It's kind of crazy. Gampa. Zuko, Exiled Prince. This thing lets you play cards from exile. Oh, Sokka's Haiku. I don't know if I've seen this card yet, but or on the stream anyways. Here's Sokka's Haiku. 3 blue for an instant lesson. You counter target spell. You draw a card, then mill 3 cards. Untap target land. Notice anything? I'll give the chat a second to notice why the rules text is relevant. Give you a few seconds. Anybody? Okay. Yeah. Counter target spell. Draw a card, then mill 3 cards. Untap target land. Do you get it now? Yeah. The rules text of this card is a haiku. Like what the card literally does is a haiku. Thank you. This has been Sokka's Haiku. Moving on. Avatar Destiny. Fire Lord Azula foil. This is one of the most hyped cards in the set. Let's look up the price right now. Sorry, I was drinking water. Everybody drink water. Okay, first let's look up Avatar Destiny. Okay, Avatar Destiny, as expected, is 35 cents. And then Foil Fire Lord Azula ought to be worth a pretty penny. This card copies every spell you cast during combat and has firebending too. So people are very excited to build a commander with this. I pulled a foil once, and now I kind of feel obligated to build a commander out of her, even though I am super burnt out of commander. Later, Gator. Bye, Sutton Shimai. It's been a long stream, I know. Can't stay here all night. So regular Fire Lord Azula is $350. That is not nearly as much as I expected her to be. Okay, let's make her foil. Does that raise or lower the price? Okay. Yeah, the foil one is worth $14. So let's put Fire Lord Azula foil as $14, and then this card is also foil. Okay. We're getting there, fam. Yeah, Grix is good stuff. So the thing about Azula and CEDH is that you can just do an entire storm combo and kill everyone in your combat step, because like it's like Cranko, but you can never lose a flip. Or not Cranko, Krark. You just go like attack Krark, where you always win the flip effectively because you're always copying spells, and then just win in your combat, and use Valley Flood Color or whatever if you have to give all your stuff flash, but you could probably figure out how to do it without doing that. But yeah, these are all the packs I have left to open. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more. And then we're done. We are getting there. Okay. Is anyone sick and tired of the music yet? I think it's still better than having no music at all. It makes it like too eerie with no music. Appa is still the most expensive card I've pulled, so that's going in front. Boom, 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 boom. Ah, we did it. We pulled the only bonus sheet card that got banned. Let's see. So they have these bonus sheet cards that are just screen grabs from the show that are really low res and terrible looking. Yeah. It looks pretty bad. It could be worse, but it could be better. There he is. But yeah, this is a reprint of a card that got banned somewhere along the pipeline, like after they printed this, of course, because they have to set up their sets like 2 years in advance, so you can't really fault them for stuff that the Commander Rules Committee does in between them printing stuff. Fancy Footwork, Foggy Swamp Visions, and Ko the Face Stealer, which might be one of the best cards in the set. Let's look up prices. So first we have Dockside, which I can't imagine is worth anything because it looks terrible and is banned. Dockside. Next. He's worth about $12. Okay. Yeah, so we have Dockside at $12. And we'll probably have to move this note over. Foggy Swamp Visions, probably not worth anything, but interesting to note, it is like a living end. that instead of being bad against your opponent's graveyard, it actually gets stronger with your opponent's graveyard. So I'm kind of interested to brew around that in Modern. Yeah, it's not worth anything. And then the Face Stealer. Kind of want alternate art of the Face Stealer where it's like the Justin Bieber show where he's like, he took my face, Justin. Oh, I just realized my phone isn't charging. I'm going to plug that in just in case the battery is low. I don't know that it is, but it doesn't hurt to be prepared. So yeah, the Face Dealer is $6, and then the borderless one is like $11. Okay, well, it's something. I'm not even gonna write his full name. We know he's the Face Dealer. He is 6 bones, and we're just gonna leave the low res full art screen grab card on top for the shame of it, because they should be ashamed of themselves. Let's see. Okay. We're almost done with the stream, but I'll switch the music out anyways, I guess. 1 second while I cue this up. Okay, we'll just skip ahead past Avatar's Love. Play other friggin' music. Yep. Okay. Saw my beautiful arm up close there. Alright, where was I? Opening more packs. We're getting there, people. We're almost done. Boom, 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 boom. Can we get 5 big booms? Boom, 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 and boomy. Alright, here's Tiger Seal. Maybe the worst card in the set. I'm going to predict this card is worth 20 cents. Because it is just so bad. It's basically just a 1-mana creature that doesn't untap. Have fun with that. Tiger Seal. Okay, that was close. It's worth 28 cents. And 5 big booms. Yo, Beast Bird, how you doing? How you doing? Now that you're here, we need to show you the low res full art screen grab in all of its glory. Just witness it. Just witness it. There he is. So shameful. Recap of the rares we've gotten so far. We have, or like the good ones. So Dockside Extortionist, the Face Stealer, Appa Steadfast Guardian, oddly enough the most expensive card I've pulled so far at like $33. Sorry about that. Fire Lord Azula, foil. Yeah, they really needed full art of the good art, OMG. Yeah. Abandoned Air Temple, The Rise of Sozin, White Lotus Tile. Oh yeah, so not only the Rise of Sozin, but also the Fire Lord Sozin on the other side. White Lotus Tile, the Unagi of Kyoshi Island, Gather the White Lotus, Faded Firepower, Momo Friendly Flyer, Firebender's Ascension, Planetarium of Wan Chitong, United Front, and Boomy Unleashed are all of the relevant cards I've opened so far. Like money relevant / I just want to put it in a deck. Yeah, let's go back to Dockside's Extortionist on top. Alright. Oh yeah, so the rest of this pack. So, boom, 5 big booms. Professor Zay, anthropologist. I'm not leaving. I can't. I've spent too long trying to find this place. There's not another collection of knowledge like this on Earth. What a psycho. And then another Sokka, tenacious tactician. I'm pretty sure the last one was like not worth anything, right? Oh, it's because I pulled the one that was like $4. This guy is worth like 6 or something, if I remember correctly. I'll look him up again real quick. Sokka. Tenacious tactician. Oh, never mind. Yeah, he's worth like $1. I keep getting fooled by the pre-release foil versions being worth something, and then the regulars for being worth like nothing. Z really a Faustian character, not gonna lie. He died as he lived, reading books. Oh yeah. As all book works strive for. Bookworms. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna read all of that out loud. Anyway, boom, 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 boom. The boulder, ready to rumble once again. Ty Lee, artful acrobat. And Avatar's Wrath is somewhat of a wrath. Copy token. Spirit token. My fingies not work so good tonight. So Avatar's Wrath is interesting. It airbends most creatures on the board, which is just annoying. Okay. Oh yeah. Again, I keep looking at the pre-release promo one. So the regular is worth $2. Yippee! All right, almost there, guys. So, oh yeah, a couple of Mimi cards here. Rough Rhino Cavalry, Corrupt Court Official, It'll Quench Ya, Abandoned Attachments, Combustion Man, Gran. It's Mama Coco. Guru Pethic. Ooh, here we go. Different Art of Fire Lord Azula. Let's look up that one. I have multiple Fire Lord Azulas now. Okay, Fire Lord Azula. So yeah, the borderless one. Yeah, this one's $30. There we go. There's my money. So, Fire Lord. All old people know each other, look the same. Oh, she does look like Coco, yeah. Fire Lord Azula. 30 bones. I'm going to leave that one on top because it's sweet. I don't know if this other one's still on the frame. Move that there. This here. That there. I can just move that here, actually. And just slide it down whenever I get something cool. Alright, so let's take a look-see. Flopsy, Boomy's buddy. I don't know if I'd call him a buddy. Ember Island Production. Choose one. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it's not legendary, and it's a 4/4 hero in its addition to its other types. Or create a token that's a copy of target creature an opponent controls, except it's not legendary, and it's a 2/2 coward in addition to its other types. So, very nice flavor win there. Fire Nation Engineer. Yue, the Moon Spirit. Uncle Iroh. Nice forest. So Yue, the Moon Spirit is Flying, Vigilance, Waterbend. You can cast a non-creature spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. That might have commander implications. I'm going to look that up real quick. Yue, the Moon. Yep, 63 cents as expected. Yeah. Boom. That's 5 big booms. Okay. All right. Boom, 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 boom. How to start a riot. Hey, riot. Hey, bye. Honest work. Ruinous water bending. Day of Black Sun. So this makes all creatures lose all of their abilities, and then you destroy all creatures. Very nice flavor win there. Let me see. Day of Black Sun. Yeah, it's worth about $1.50. This is just not a money set. All right, we're in the home stretch. Only 2 packs to go. So Fire Nation Raider. Boop, 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 boop. All right, another Agnakella. Combustion Technique. Cool Swamp. That's a really nice swamp. I like that a lot. Okay. And one more pack. And then I can figure out how much in the hole we are. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Diley Agent's full art is kind of cool, but it's not a rare. Another Mechanist. He's not worth anything. Okay. Burning a hole in my pocket. So everything above the line is stuff from outside the box, and then everything below the line is stuff within the box. So if you add all this up, it's 30, 36, 38, 48, 58, 62, 68, 98, $106 worth of stuff in that box. How much is a box of Avatar? Avatar box. Avatar The Last Airbender beginner box case, scene box case set of 2. Oh no, it's Leaves from the Vine. Oh. I'm just gonna go to Google. I'm just gonna, yeah. Chrome. Okay. Would you leave me alone? I'm trying to use the internet. Okay. Avatar booster box MSRP. The MSRP for Avatar Last Airbender booster box is not officially stated by the manufacturer, but the intended price for a play booster box is around $209.70. Okay. So it costs around $200 to get one of these boxes, and I pulled about half that. So don't buy sealed products. I repeat, do not buy sealed products. You will lose all your money. This is a PSA. Let's see. Oh yeah, it will be hella cheap to get the whole set. It seems that way. I don't know if I want to collect the complete set. Might be kind of cool. But yeah, once again, the relevant cards are here. Yeah. Yeah, I did win the box. I didn't actually buy the box. This is just a PSA for people to not go out and spend their paycheck buying a box of doo-doo garbage. The art is pretty, but it's not like $200 pretty. You know what I mean? So All right, this has been the stream. I'm a collect Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. That's how I read that as. That's probably how you thought it as well as you typed it. Anyway, this has been the stream. We're gonna end the stream now. We have cards. Yeah, I'm gonna collect Labubu. All right, that was an hour and 45-minute stream. Jeezums. All right, bye. Okay. We just unhook this contraption. Maybe. I don't know if this phone will ever be free from this vice grip, if we're being real. Probably going to break my fingers doing this. Because I can't turn the stream off without getting the vice grip out of the way where it says I can turn it off. So, ow. Okay. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes.